Guys, today is Saturday. We hope everyone's day is off to an amazing start. Thanks so much for stopping in today, guys. All right, so today we are coming in with a dedicated tea time. We're going to be talking about all things marriage. We want to come in and give you our marriage myths that have been floating around, and also our tips and tricks. For those of you who do not know, Eric and I have been married for how long?
20 wonderful years.
I'll also say too, Eric keeps up with the anniversaries and the number of years in the marriage more, better than I do.
Which stereotypically you would think the woman.
So that's a myth.
And we're going to get into all that. That's exactly what we're getting into. So let me first say, guys, this is actually the second in a series of videos. The first video was inspired by Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think we called it was around Can a Marriage Survive Cheating? We did that one a couple of weeks ago. And that was inspired by the relationship of specifically Melody and Martell Holt.
Yes.
From Love and Marriage Huntsville. So before we actually get into that, let's talk about reality shows and Love and Marriage Huntsville for just a minute to kind of catch everybody up. Now, one thing I said recently in a Pink Packet shout out, I was talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and a lot of you had commented how...
Yeah, a lot of y'all commented.
Yeah. And a lot of you
during the Pink Packet shout out portion and the video. Thank you guys for chiming in the comments. Really appreciate that.
And a lot of you talked about how that started out as a positive show, but really turned negative. And I said, all reality shows kind of have that arc. And I asked you guys, but I never asked you. Is that why we watch reality shows? Would you watch a reality show that was just straight up positive? No drama, no fighting among family, no fighting among friends. Would you tune in that reality show, or do we always want drama?
Well, I think you want it to be just that, a reality show.
Okay.
It needs to kind of mirror what you're doing. I would think in your, let's say in their case, a marriage. A marriage is not going to be all drama free.
True.
So of course there needs to be a bit of drama in the reality show. And now when I say drama, I don't mean someone has to necessarily be stepping outside of the marriage. I would hope not. Because see, I can't watch that because that doesn't, I can't take anything away from that. I can't learn from that. It doesn't mirror what goes on in my life.
So your ideal reality show would have a little bit of drama, but it wouldn't be over the top.
Yeah, I think some of the reality shows now are just over the top.
They absolutely
Marriage, like you said, Marriage and I can never get the name of it right.
Because there's so many of them.
Love and Hip Hop, Marriage, just so many of these shows.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes.
It started out as a really great model, especially for African Americans.
And there was a little bit of drama, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a little bit of drama.
Right.
There were some rumors, some innuendos of one of the couples, having some infidelity in the marriage, but then it just spiraled out of control with Martell doing his thing. So to answer your question, could I watch a show with no drama? Possibly not, because it's not realistic.
That's true.
Especially in a marriage. Do you and I always get along?
No. But I will say this. Like you said, no marriage is perfect. You and I don't get along. I think with the reality...
No, we get along.
Well, yeah, don't get along all the time. We hate each other. But the reality shows make it worse. They magnify it. So in the case of Love and Marriage Huntsville, what's happened is, and this is really Martell's beef, it's all over social media. That's his constant thing. It's all over social media. Everybody knows about it. So maybe the first thing we can talk about in marriage is, if there's conflict, let's say you and I have conflict, at what point is it okay to step outside of the marriage and discuss it? And back in the day it would be... What do you
mean you step outside of the marriage?
So back in the day it would be you talk to your girlfriend, or in your case your girlfriend or your mom, right, or a relative. Now it's social media. And I get part of it where it might make you feel better to talk to somebody, but should you keep all of the drama inside of the marriage? Martell always says to Melody, you basically told everybody our business. What do you think about letting other people know if you're having problems?
Well, I think here again, in the case of Melody and Martell, look, the girl, he had been cheating for so long. I'm pretty sure at some point she was trying to work with him on it. But it's like, if I can't continue to confide in you as my husband and, try to resolve this, then maybe I need to go outside of the household, outside of the marriage, and try to get some help. I think initially they did keep this under wraps. A lot of the other couples did not know. I think it was kind of rumored, but it's like, look, when you start going outside of the house and you know, messing around with this chick and this chick and this chick, then what do you expect me to do? I can only keep it a secret for so long.
Would you talk to a girlfriend or a relative first, or would you go to social media? Or would you maybe not go to social media? How would you handle it?
I think I would have sought out a counselor. If I had decided that I'm actually going to stay in the marriage, I think we should do counseling first.
Okay.
My girlfriend, no, I don't think I would ever go to my girlfriend with it because...
Well, it's funny because in Huntsville, right, with this previous episode, I think Wanda, it's Tisha's mom. I think her name is Wanda. Like, she's all in the business. She's all, and so people, like, she's all in Martell's face, right? So to your point, at least if you go to a counselor, it's confidential. It's confidential.
Yeah. I would go to a parent, you know, maybe another relative. But going to a girlfriend, you know, sometimes misery loves company.
Right.
You never know. People could be sitting back. You're calling them their friend. You're calling them your friend and vice versa. But as soon as something happens that they would, you know, consider to be negative, then it's like, got you.
Yeah.
You know, they're thinking, you know, Eric and I are the perfect couple, but as soon as something happens, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was waiting on. Eric was cheating. Now it's just front page news. It's all over everywhere. Yes, she's gonna listen to you and she's gonna consume all of the information, but as soon as you hang up the phone with her, all your business is now in the street. So going to a girlfriend would absolutely be my last resort.
And this is my last question about Huntsville, then we'll jump into our list. Do you think Wanda was out of pocket, or maybe Wanda was out of pocket for getting into business, and or Martell was out of pocket for getting in her face? And is Wanda being opportunistic and just trying to be in front of the camera? Does she really support Melody?
Right. And so if you guys saw, I think it was the last episode of Huntsville. See, I want to say Love and Marriage Huntsville again, so I'm just going to call it Huntsville. If you guys saw the last episode, Wanda was at a party. She wasn't really invited, and she really did make her presence felt. And she was off. She got up. She was off talking to one of the other ladies on the show about Melody and Martell's marriage. And Martell decided, oh, I hear my name, so I'm going to follow her. And he really jumped all in this lady's face. Now, Eric did say that Wanda is Tisha's mother. Older lady.
She's got to be 60s, 70s.
What man gets in this in another woman's face and starts the confrontation? Was ridiculous. He looked like,
and it wasn't a big deal. What he was getting in her face about, he really could have let go. I do think she's stirring the pot. She's absolutely stirring the pot. But it's a reality show. She's doing what the job description says she is to do. So in this case, I think here again, Wanda was doing what the job description was. Martell was absolutely out of line because, you know, this was I don't think men should ever be arguing with women. That's interesting. Under no circumstances.
Now listen, if you feel threatened, I think, let's say he was there with his wife. Okay, let's say Martell and Melody were in good standings, and this other lady is coming up and trying to have an altercation with Melody. Ma'am, you're gonna leave my wife alone, boo boo boo, and we're just, y'all just leave.
Right. What if I'm at, guys, you know, all our analogies have to have Disney because that's who we are. What if I'm at Epcot and I'm by myself and I'm standing in line and some lady cuts in front of me, jumps in front of me in line?
So what are you gonna do, fight her?
No, you said argue, I gotta say something. Ma'am, can we wind it on?
Ma'am, the line starts back here, sis. The line starts back here.
Is that assault? Can I do that?
Well, no, that is just, with your words, you're tapping her on the shoulder. With your words,
see what we have to navigate.
But look, in all seriousness,
just tread carefully. In all seriousness, tread lightly.
Don't be getting up in women's faces. And if you saw the last episode, I know you're gonna say Martell was absolutely out of line.
She's stirring the pot. Just some stuff you gotta let her have it. Just let her have it and move on. All right, so let's get into my top 10 myths about men. And I actually have 11 because I have a bonus one, but we'll see if we get to all of them. Number 1. Myth. You and your spouse have to have the exact same interests. In other words, if I like football, you gotta like football. If I like video games, you gotta like video games. If you like westerns, I have to like westerns. Do we have all the same interests?
So here's y'all's homework, okay? As we do the myths, y'all go ahead and drop down. Myth number 1, you have to have the same interests as your spouse. What do you guys say? True or false? I say false.
Right.
It absolutely does help.
You should have
but
some
then
common interest.
I think it kind of hurts the relationship.
Yeah.
Also, if we are always together, if we are always doing the same thing, you never have any time for yourself.
Yeah, it's like a Venn, what do you call it? A Venn diagram, like the circles connect. It should be some intersection.
Don't all the time.
For example, you've been talking about the Thornbirds. I would never sit in a room and watch what is that, a miniseries from like the 80s? Like I would never.
Yeah, thank you also to everybody who chimed in and said that you absolutely love that miniseries starring Richard Chamberlain. Oh my gosh, it is amazing. Eric will sometimes sit in the room. That is how he started watching these reality shows. He would stay in the room with me, but he'd be somewhere in the room doing something else, and then he just kind of, you know, gets enthralled in it. For the Thornbirds, he tips out. So.
And I'll watch, like I've been watching it. I was just looking it up because I can remember the name. The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel is like a Netflix true crime. Like I watch a lot of true crime.
I don't want to watch anything that has Vanishing at a Hotel in it.
Yes, you don't do a horror or series.
I don't do it. Vanishing, you can go ahead and take that off.
Don't even shame on it on the screen. I think a lot of single ladies too, there's this myth like you have to like really be into sports to get land a guy. Like guys don't really, we can do sports.
Yeah.
And not all guys are 100% into sports. You know, not all guys are sports fanatics. Like I like sports. I'll watch an occasional basketball, football game, but I won't like spend the whole weekend. Right. You know, so that's our myth number one. Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. Myth number one, you guys have to have the same interests and hobbies. We say no.
Right.
All right, myth number two.
Children make a marriage stronger. No. I would actually argue it can, how do I want to phrase this? Not make the marriage weaker, it can put strain and stress, extreme. All right,
so what do you guys say? Yeah. Myth number two, children make a marriage stronger. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say no, not necessarily. I think children are a great accompaniment.
They're a blessing. Yep.
To the relationship, to the family structure, but I wouldn't say they necessarily make it better. I don't think they're gonna make or break a marriage. If children make or break a marriage, then I think that relationship that you guys have, it was a little weak anyway.
And you really have to be careful. We can go back to Love and Marriage Huntsville. You have to be careful if the marriage is in turmoil. Obviously, having another child like Melody did with Martell, like their marriage is awful, quite frankly, when they had this fourth baby. Yeah. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. Yeah. Even being pregnant for young couples, that first pregnancy is stressful.
It is a strain. I can remember Eric and I, gosh, pregnant with Chase. We were in our first home, and guys, I had this condition called hyperemesis, and then I also had like a back pregnancy where Chase was just like on my spine, and every day the agony, oh my gosh, my back. And I can remember just wanting to be in the room in the dark and just doing just having to
jazz
breathe,
music on and just
having to breathe. And Eric, I remember, babe, you came in one point and you were like, baby, you okay? And I was like, get out! I had just gotten the pain to a manageable state, and you know, I couldn't take any medication. There was nothing to get.
All you could take was Zofran. We talked about on this channel how Dr. Jackie like saved you from what is that show?
Married to Medicine.
Married to Medicine. Dr.
But
Jackie,
see, that was for the hyperemesis.
Yeah, not for the back stuff.
Hyperemesis, but it wasn't for the back pain. And you just came in and you was just like, "Babe, are you okay?" And I just like screamed, like, "Get out!" Because I felt like I now had to start all over again with the process. And I can remember you be sitting out in the hallway and off the catwalk, and you just have your hand like it's a lot. So
even with the hyperemesis too, like that was just the back part with the hyperemesis. So literally, you could only eat turkey bacon and toast.
And I only got to that point because of I could take medication for that. But prior to getting the medication, prior to identifying the problem, because we had been to several doctors before we got to Dr. Jackie, and you know, they were just like, it's just morning sickness, morning sickness. I couldn't even keep down water. It was bad.
If you have, by the way, public service announcement, ladies, if you're pregnant and you're sick throughout the pregnancy, like you're months and months in and you can't keep anything down, go to the doctor. That's hyperemesis, and that's a serious serious condition. Yeah. So yeah, if your relationship, the two of you, if you're weak, if you're not strong, if you haven't built your relationship on a solid foundation, a baby isn't going to help. And the pregnancy can be stressed. And there is a really sad, in all seriousness, there's a sad, sobering statistic. A lot of domestic violence happens while the woman is pregnant.
Yeah. So what happens happens when the child leaves? Like, we're in a position right now, Chase is just months away from leaving and going off to college. We're going to be empty nesters. And so let's say you brought a baby into the folds of the relationship, and no, not us.
Okay.
Like, because what was your myth? What was your question? Children help a relationship. Okay. So if you decided you're going to have a baby and it's going to help the relationship, but you never grew your relationship, the two of you. So as you get older and older and older, then the kids get ready to leave home.
Oh, I see
so what happens to the two of you?
And that happens a lot. That does happen a lot. When the kids leave, it's like divorce time, I'm out.
Bye.
Deuces. That's a good point. Excellent.
But leave a comment. Let us know. Have you found in your relationship, and maybe some of the relationships that you guys know, you're familiar with, have children helped, hurt, or just that were they just a natural part of the family unit? All right.
Yeah. The next one, number 3. You have to have specific roles. In other words, the myth is you either have to be traditional or non-traditional. You have to have standard roles. You do this, I do that. You change diapers, you wash clothes, I cut the grass. You have to have traditional roles that are written in stone.
So that's myth number 3. What do you guys think? I say absolutely not.
I think the key to, I don't get into traditional versus non-traditional. I get into flexibility. What's working? Because honestly, what works today may not work tomorrow. Your wife might be Susie Homemaker and might wash the dishes and wash clothes, but then like the baby comes into the picture and she can't anymore because she's with the baby. So now you got to wash dishes and wash clothes, right?
Yeah.
Or your husband is the one that cuts the grass and is mixed to fix it, but then he gets a job and he gets busy and he can. So I think for a marriage to be successful, you have to flow with what it's a team. You got to do what works.
What works for your relationship, and I agree completely. We have never been a relationship, a marriage where it was, I'm gonna cook and clean, you're gonna go to work, and when you get home, I'll have dinner prepared. No, Eric, I don't know the last time I have done the laundry. Now, I will say I take care of the kitchen because that's just,
that's my choice.
That kitchen is my baby. That's how I love that kitchen, and so there's a specific way that I like to have it clean. But that isn't to say that Eric has never cleaned the kitchen. That isn't to say that Eric has never cooked. It's just around here when a job needs to be done,
you do it. That's a great way to put it. Yep.
You just do it. I'm not waiting on Eric to take the trash out. Now, I will say I don't take the big trash can out to the road.
Here's a question, ladies.
I'm not letting these other ladies around here see me taking the trash out. But I do put the trash in the garage. I'll take it from the kitchen to the garage. But
we're going to go off subject here. Ladies, you got to let us go. What is it with the toilet seats and the trash? Like, y'all are insulted if the toilet seat is left up and we like, oh my God, I had to take the trash out to the side of the road. No, like, it is just like insulting. Something happens when y'all get married. It's like, I never have to do that again in my life.
When you travel, when Eric travels for work and it's trash day, because look, my Chase, he's sheltered, y'all. He's sheltered.
You don't make Chase put out the trash?
For a long time, Chase didn't put out the trash. But when you would travel and it would fall on trash day, I taught Chase, well, he watched you how to take the trash out. Then I would stand at the window and make sure he was taking it out. Because I was not doing it.
So even when I've gone out of town, all the times I've gone out of town and been out of town on trash day, you've never put the trash out? I never put the trash out. And
I
did not know that. I never thought about it.
Let me think. No, I never did.
Wow.
But because I don't like doing that, what Eric would do, see, our trash comes on a Thursday?
If I leave on a Wednesday, I'll put it out.
He'd go ahead and he'd put it out. But let us know, do you guys have just absolutely hard, set in stone, defined roles in your house? We don't do that. The other thing that Eric and I don't do, leave a comment, drop down, let us know if you guys are this way. We never had a his car or a her car.
We don't have personal cars.
Drove, I feel like.
And we don't have separate accounts.
No.
Yeah. That works for us. But let us know in the comments. That is good.
There is no hiding of the money. Everything is transparent in this house. But anyway, that's myth number 3. Those are our tips on it.
Speaking of transparency, myth number 4, all marriages have infidelity. Specifically, let's keep it real, specifically a man. But let's just say people think that there's cheating in all marriages. Is that true or false?
What do you guys say? I say false. That is a myth where it relates to us. I just think the way our household is set up is just, if I was cheating, if Eric was cheating, it wouldn't go on for months and months because the other person's gonna find out. I just think, even though we don't, when you talk about the chart,
the Venn diagram.
Yeah, the Venn diagram.
We'll have to put up a picture of a Venn diagram so they know what we're talking about.
Right, you know, in math.
Yeah, little circles.
Was that statistics class?
I think that's statistics. Yeah.
Okay, but
well,
I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you were talking about you would find out. So, you know, again, and we're going to go back to the love and marriage Huntsville thing. He was cheating on her for what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Like, these situations are interesting where the spouse has like a totally secret life. That the other spouse doesn't know.
Like y'all got all these other accounts, and so he's able to go buy this chick flowers and perfume, and it's like,
I'm exhausted just taking care of you. Yeah. This is a full-time job. I don't have any other energies.
And that's how it should be.
Right.
You should be set up as the woman where he ain't got no time to be going out playing around.
That's terrible advice. You should be low maintenance.
This is one of the tips.
That's low maintenance.
You need to have set up yourself.
Just suck up all of his energy so that
he don't have if he thinks about cheating, he gets a headache. If he ever thought about it, he should get a headache.
You ain't got time to cheat because you're supposed to be putting the trash out. Why you got time to cheat?
You know what I'm saying? The clothes need to be washed. You know, my birthday coming up, Mother's Day coming up. We got a trip looming. Like, no, you have things to do. If your husband got time to be cheating, you need to give him something to do.
Terrible advice.
He has too much time on his hands.
Be your husband's peace, please.
I think we're coming up on number 5.
Yep.
Before we get to number 5, I have an honorable mention. Is it okay to gain weight?
Oh, that is a good one.
In a marriage. Is it okay to gain weight in a marriage? Now, Eric and I met in college. I remember it like it was yesterday.
When
I was a svelte 90 pounds.
I don't know if you were you 90?
I was small.
I was pretty, I was in better shape.
Is it okay in a marriage to gain weight?
And
is that a deal breaker? Yeah, and if so, how much? You guys drop down. Leave a comment. Please let us know. Is it okay if you gain weight? Is it okay if your spouse gains weight? If your spouse gains weight and you have an issue with it, do you say something? Is it a deal breaker?
And ladies, is this an area of maybe sexism where women have more pressure and guys can kind of get the, what do you call it, the man bod, what do you call it, dad bod? Dad bod. Can we get the little?
Yeah, I think for men it has been looked at as being a bit distinguished. You guys can go gray, you guys can get, like you said, the dad bod, you know, but now in the day and age of Instagram and everybody, all we do is just see girls working out, girls in spandex and the tights,
all the surgeries,
all the surgeries. It's like,
I think you should encourage your spouse to stay in shape. I think there's nothing wrong with saying, hey babe, let's buy some bicycles, we got a gym in the basement, we got a gym in our bedroom.
Oh, for all the new family members, first off, welcome everyone, and welcome to our basement. We are down here in the basement. This is where we have decided to do the tea times. So hello and welcome. Also, thank you guys. We are almost at 60,000 subscribers here on the YouTube.
And you're at 10,000 at least on Instagram, aren't you?
We're a bit over 10,000 on Instagram, so and I want to thank all of you. The last video, I think I sounded the alarm and said, come on, let's get the Instagram over 10,000, and you guys have exceeded that, and I just thank you guys so much. But yeah, so like you were saying, babe, yes, I would encourage your spouse to work out. Eric and I work out together quite often.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Again, you can't have all the same.
Right. Yeah. So, is it a deal breaker if I gain weight?
You know what? I'll keep it real. You couldn't totally transform. I would say something if you totally transform.
What?
Yeah, I think you would say something to me if I...
What do you mean totally? All
right.
This is all family here, so you're going to have to keep it real.
Full disclosure, I'm probably 190, 195. I'm about 6 feet, 190, 195.
Well, I'm not going to tell y'all my weight.
We know that. I would expect you, if I balloon to 6 feet, 280.
What's your weight right now?
I'm probably about, I don't know, 195.
And so if you got a 280,
280.
yeah, 280, we got to go to the doctor.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because now it becomes a health issue. So for me,
and that happens.
For me, the weight gain it's not a deal breaker. It's not a big deal for me until it starts to become a health.
And you don't do it in a mean way. You're not
no. When it starts to become a health issue, then I have a problem with it because, boo, quite often I tell you, y'all, I don't put gas in the car. When we're driving and Eric goes like when we drive to Disney, Eric and I share the driving duties, and so sometimes when it's my turn to drive, the truck will need gas, and so he'll say pull in, make sure you pull in on the side that has the thing on it.
The gas.
I don't even know what side it's on, so I tell Eric all the time, you can't get sick until I don't know how to put gas in. You see how I am about the trash. Who's gonna wash these clothes? You know what I'm saying? Eric has a spreadsheet for the bills. So when it becomes a health hazard,
make sure
that's
you're
when I
watching
would say something.
And ladies, make sure, you know, men, we don't like to go to the doctor. I do think it's fair to tell your significant other, hey, you're going to gain weight, or you need to go get a physical. I think that's fair.
Now, if you came to me and was like, hey, babe, you gaining weight, I got a problem.
It's tricky for the fellas. Hey, I'm not gonna sugarcoat
it. You
gotta be real strategic. Don't roll up in there like, hey,
so here's
let's go jogging. Let's buy some bikes.
Okay, I like that. Hiking. You know, you get me a gift and it's like some new sneakers, you know, some new workout shoes, you know, some new athletic gear, or like you said, some new bikes. That's how you do it. But don't tip to me, babe, you gaining weight.
Wow.
Wow. You gotta put some finesse on that.
All right, let's get into number 5. Number 5 is, I think this is a myth that opposites attract. I think that is a myth.
Let me think about that. Opposites attract. I don't know.
I think it's a Venn diagram. I think you have to, I don't think you can have a total introvert be with a total extrovert. I don't think you have a total, somebody that's super into fitness, for example, be with somebody that's like just a couch. I think it's a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have a type A personality, somebody that's really driven with somebody that's a slacker.
I think opposites will attract sometimes if you are a person who has just the strongest personality. Sometimes you want somebody who is going to allow you to relax.
Yeah, I get some of that.
Someone that's going to allow you to relax and step outside of that, you know, stringent box that you're in. So I don't know.
I would say this: don't go after somebody that's totally opposite. If they can be different, but
I think it depends on what the example is. You know, if you are a person, you know, like you were saying about, you know, fitness or whatever, if you're a person who absolutely loves fitness, you only eat healthy things all the time 24/7, then I'm not going to go after a person who does mukbangs. I'm not going to date somebody who does mukbangs. You know what I'm saying? But let's say you are a physician, you know, you're a heart surgeon, and you know you have a really serious job, but you have this person who is very carefree. They're an artist, or, you know, an elementary school teacher. Then I think, you know, that's okay.
So up for debate. Let us know in the comments. And let us know in the comments too, maybe you are with somebody that is the yin to your yang. Maybe that's the case. So let us know in the comments. Great source of debate. Let me warn you, on these next 2, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. The next 2, number 6 and number 7. Number 6 is, being married won't change who I am. In other words, a lot of people think they can get married and it won't change them. I disagree with that. I do think marriage, now, you can't change a person's personality totally, but being married will introduce gradual changes to your personality, right? You can't totally change a person, but there are subtle things. Also, being married, they will introduce you to new things that you've never done before, which can be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. I think marriage will. I agree with that one. I think marriage. I agree with you. I think that is a myth, saying that marriage won't change who you are. I don't think, like you said, it's not going to change your personality 100%. Because if so, then somebody is you're in a cult type of marriage.
Ready to be married, right? Or that's not a good marriage.
That's not a good marriage. But I think your spouse should bring positive to you, little bits and pieces to you that you know, you were never introduced before. You know, we're human, you know, we haven't seen and experienced everything. And so when you embark on a new relationship, you know, Eric and I met in college, we had a completely different upbringing, and I think, you know, I'm better for us being together.
And vice versa.
And so, you know, we're able to bring things about our personality to the other. And I think at the end, we have a really good relationship. And then that relationship has been transferred to our offspring, my Chase.
Offspring. Okay.
My Chase. And so, yeah, it just makes for a good situation all around. But I do say you want to make sure you are or have sidled yourself with an individual who is going to, you know, be a positive contributing factor to your, you know, your personality.
Which brings me to number 7. And this is more of a warning, I think, and I think this is more a trap that women fall into, maybe more so than men. The opposite of that is, I can change someone I'm married. Meaning, I'm going to take this guy on and he's going to be a project. I know he's not where I need him to be, but I can, he's cheated on 5 other girls, but I'm going to make him marry me, and I'm going to change him. He's going to be.
Yeah, that's a myth. That's a myth. First of all, when we met, we were in school.
Yeah.
I had enough homework as it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't need any more pet projects. I don't need any more projects. So if I gotta build and work on you, then we're not.
Right.
No. And look, nobody's perfect.
Right.
So I'm not saying that Eric was just this perfect individual and he was just, you know, there was nothing, he was unflawed. I'm not saying that. But some of the things that some of women are, you know, putting up with or having to go through, y'all, that guy should have been left on the corner.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes it is, you know, it's a cliche, but you do have to watch how they treat other people, how they've treated other people.
Yeah.
It's the whole cliche of how do you treat, you know, the waiter at a restaurant? How do you, what's your relationship like with your family? If it's good or it's bad, look, it might be bad. There might be a reason for it to be bad, or it might be good, right? How is your relationship overall?
And so let's take some real life examples here. Let's look at some of these celebrities. Let's look at an individual like, let's say Future. You know, Future has, you know,
Sierra should have,
you know, he's been through a lot of women.
You gotta look at Sierra and be like, come on, Sierra, like, yeah.
When you look at Future,
yeah,
why do you feel, oh, you know what, I'm the one. I'm the one.
Yeah, that's a good example.
I'm the one. I'm not gonna be the one that he just tips through, you know? No, look at his track record. No, I'm not even willing to take that chance. My life is precious. Time is short. Certain people, I'm just not willing to take that chance with.
Maybe they can go off in a few years and they can change, but even then even that's dangerous because they got to prove it.
Yeah.
If they're not a complete person, let them go off and go to a retreat or something, get some counseling, and maybe in a couple of years, you know,
run into them on the street. Hey, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. Now no, you don't need to try to change them. They need to put the work in if they see that there's a need for change and do it themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not taking on any pet projects.
And speaking of the need for change in a person, myth number 8 is, as an individual, marriage will make me complete. In other words, I have all these issues. I'm not a complete person. I have my own baggage, but hey, if I get married to this person, maybe I've been a Future, right? Maybe I'm Future and I'm tired of being a womanizer. And I'm going to marry this person and it's going to make me settle down. No, that's a myth.
That's a myth, because now this person, and we all have baggage, but now I have to take on your baggage and try to make you complete. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a bit of resentment that forms, I feel, in the relationship. And this person who's supposed to be helping you out of whatever you're going through,
yeah, you got to be a complete person.
It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. And then you're also, I think, you're going to form some sort of resentment from this person who's always telling you, let's say, you know, you're a sloppy person, and this person is always saying, well, you need to pick this up. You need to, you know, you need to brush your hair this way. Now you're the child. You're not going to be receiving of that information. I just think everybody needs to work on themselves individually. You're not going to come into the relationship a 100% unflawed individual, but some flaws we have to take care of, you know, just personally. And
Right.
then we come together as a group, and you can be my support and I can be your support. But you can't come into a marriage or into a relationship expecting the relationship to fix you.
And point number 9 goes back to what you just said, right? Now, it's gray areas. You shouldn't nobody's going to come into the marriage 100% perfect, right? So the marriage is going to require some effort. So myth number 9 is that marriage doesn't require effort. I think people get married and they think it's going to be sunshine. There's no effort required. It's going to be some work at times.
So, how long have we been married?
20 years.
All right, so we've been married 20 years, right? And Eric and I love one another to the core. But Eric and I both have to work on being affectionate.
That's actually my next point.
Y'all, I'm hard. And Eric, you know what? Who's the sweetest person in the relationship?
Let us know in the comments, based on watching this channel, who do you think is the sweet one in this relationship? And in your relationship, is there one of you that is more sweet and more romantic, or is there one of you that's a little bit more hard?
Eric is the sweet one.
Really? I didn't think you would say that.
You think I'm the sweet one?
I think we're equally yoked.
What is that? What does that mean?
We're both kind of, which I think works for us.
It works, and that's the thing. You gotta do what works for you. But there are times in the day that I'm like, if Eric has left something out, or he's moved something, Eric is good for picking up your stuff and going and putting it up, and I'm like, what?
In this marriage,
I was using that. Why is he putting my stuff up?
In our marriage, we're both very clean.
Yes.
I am more the organizational freak.
Okay.
You are more the clean freak.
Yes.
We're both very, very clean. My version of cleanness is everything is organized, everything has a place. Your version of cleanness is like everything is sanitized. Everything
is sanitized, clean, dust free. And so there are days, guys, where I have to say to myself, I'm going to be nice.
You get mad when I move your stuff?
I'm not going to get upset when I move. I'm not going to be upset because he put the grapes up and I was still eating. I'm not going to do it today. Or when he has, my keys are moved because
I have not moved your keys.
I'm just using it as an example, So I really have to concentrate and focus on, being a sweet person. Wait, I'm not saying that we're not sweet to one another. Please, we're not around here just yelling, barking at each other.
We're going to get into that. That's number 10, but I'll let you finish.
But it's like, when you see TV and everybody's all, or on Instagram.
Right.
We don't do that.
We don't really do like public, we're not in public holding hands.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, right,
But I focus on, which was this when marriage isn't work. Marriage is work. So I know
focus on the positive.
To keep the peace, I can't go around nitpicking about everything. I know every day at some point I need to say I love you, babe, or babe, I appreciate you for doing this and that. I have to concentrate on that because I'm like a robot. When I get up,
people that are type A that are very driven, you get so focused on boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you forget about
or the kids. You have little ones that flies out the window when you have kids. So
Well, now they didn't fly out the window with my Chase.
No. What I'm saying is.
Now I'm sweet.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, and this goes back to how many children and having children. When you have children, you become less romantic to your spouse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I make time for Chase.
That's terrible.
Isn't it terrible? But during the day, I'll go in Chase's room 3, 4, 15 times a day and just sit down. Chase, what are you doing?
See what happens when you have an only child.
What are you doing, Chase? And
I saw a lot of the comments too in this last video, the boy mom comments. Chase complimented your nails or something, and all the boy moms were like, "Oh, that is so sweet."
I'll be in Chase's room. I'll just go in there and sit down, and this is Chase. What do you want, Mom? Oh, I was just asking, what did you dream about? And these are things I do say to him. I just want to know what you dreamed about. Mom, it's 2 o'clock. Mom, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late to be asking about what I dreamt about, Mom. He's just swiping on his phone. And then I'll just get quiet and I'll just be looking at him, just staring at him because I like staring at him. And then he'll do like this.
You ladies with the boy
Mom,
moms.
did you need anything else?
When y'all have, and this is
okay, you can go, Mom.
When you guys have, when the boy moms have teenage girls, y'all become rivals. When you guys have teenage boys, and especially he's an only child, that's like your heart.
Oh,
terrible. All the boy mom comments were hilarious on that last video where you talked about the nails. But anyway, going back to the thing about romance, that's actually number 10. I think myth number 10 is marriage is all about romance, romance, romance. Now, as you said, we are very romantic. Please, guys, don't walk away from this video thinking we do our thing when we go to, especially when we go to Orlando and Margaritaville. We have our date nights.
Yeah,
we've done videos with date days. But marriage, honestly, and I hate to say this, it's probably a little bit more about consistency and reliability than romance. And that's going to sound horrible. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's more about I have somebody that always has my back.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
And I'll take that over the romance. And I absolutely will, because I don't have to worry about Eric going out and saying something, repeating something that I said to him. I don't have to worry about Eric having an ulterior motive. I don't have to worry about if Eric is paying the bills, and you know, to your consistency point. It's just, and
going back to the ulterior, and look, this is just a conversation, guys. Is there are no strict rules here. You know, one of the things I kind of say it jokingly. You're being overly romantic. Okay, like, are you feeling guilty? What are you trying to cover for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the whole.
You being real sweet.
Yeah, like
all the time.
What's going on? Maybe I'm just overly suspicious.
It might just be our nature.
Like I bet, going back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, I bet Martell was showering her with gifts.
Sweet.
When you got that guilty conscience, you know.
Yeah.
For us, it's like romance is every day. Yeah, our romance is every day. Yeah.
Right.
Let us know in the comments. Romance, would you take a very romantic marriage, or would you take a marriage that maybe had a little bit less romance but was more consistent and reliable?
Let us know in the comments. Do the breakdown do the pie chart for the romance versus consistency.
I think we are 30% romance, 70% consistency and reliability.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
Yeah. I
absolutely agree. I don't know, and it could just be my upbringing. You know, I didn't see my parents being overly sweet, so I don't expect that from Eric. But what
I'm not sweet. There are videos on this channel of me buying you Valentine's.
Right, but you're not overly sweet.
I'm just joking.
You don't overly do it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And some of this too, you know, we've been married 20 years. So a lot of you that are just married, look, it's different.
Yeah.
When you're just married 1 or 2 years, everything's sweet. What you want that to transform to over time, right, is that sweetness and that romance before you have kids, when it's just you, should turn into consistency and reliability. And there's nothing
like I said, I have never put, when's the last time I put gas in the truck?
Right. Consistent.
It's been years.
That's thoughtfulness.
I get in the truck, when I get in the cars, I don't look at the needle.
I don't cook. And that's not a chauvinist thing. I have no problem cooking, but you're such a great cook. I don't really have to. I'll make my own food, but if I make my own food, it's like a sandwich or something. I
don't worry about the tag on the truck or the
getting
car.
our insurance and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
I take that over some flowers. Yeah. But then I get in the truck and I get halfway where I'm going and there's no gas.
That's a great analogy.
No. Give me reliability and consistency. I don't have to worry about if the utility bill has been paid.
Right.
I don't have to worry about that. Right. That's love for me. That is romance for me. Yeah. He thought enough of me to the truck is always full. Always. So I'll take that. But you guys drop down. Leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on these myths. Let us know your thoughts on our tips. And by the way, before we're about to hop into Eric's pink packet shout outs, babe, we are running an entire store-wide sale right now.
10% off on everything.
10% off on everything. drop in, leave a comment, let us know if you have purchased from the store before.
Yep.
We really do appreciate you guys' love and support for everything that
and there'll also be a newsletter. So when this video drops, the newsletter, because we have a monthly newsletter, that'll be released with it too. So all the details about the sales and the latest designs, all the thank yous will be in that newsletter. So check it out. What's up, YouTube family? Hopefully you're feeling blessed and not stressed. I feel blessed to be able to shout out Yvette B out of Bristow, Virginia. This is today's pink package shout out. Yvette B, this looks like it is her first order, again, out of Bristow, Virginia, ordered a My Roots and a Friday shirt. So thank you so much, Yvette B out of Virginia. First order, welcome to the family. And that's it. Now you're probably saying, why would Eric come on here and do one pink package shout out? But here's the thing. We've gone through all the orders. Yvette's order just came in at a time where she had the only order, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's one order or 10 orders. It doesn't matter if you ordered one t-shirt or 10 hoodies. All orders are appreciated. So I want to give you all of your flowers, all of you out there who have supported the Unfrumpy Mommy store, and I will see you on the next pink package shout out. What's up, YouTube family? Hopefully you're feeling blessed and not stressed. I feel blessed because I'm able to join you guys and spend time with you on yet another pink package shout out. Let's jump right into it. Another quick one today, but again, it doesn't matter whether we're doing one package in the shout out or 30 packages. It doesn't matter if you ordered one shirt or 50 hoodies. All orders are equally appreciated and important. Our first important order here is from Naria K. Naria K, this looks like this is her first order. Welcome to the family, Naria, out of Montrose, California. Walking into the New Year t-shirt, one of our Luxe shirts. Gorgeous design. Thank you so much, Naria. Thank you for your first order. And our second order of the day, I remember Sheila A. Thank you so much, Sheila. This says it is your second order, but I think you've ordered more than that. Out of East Elmhurst, New York. Thank you so much, Sheila A. 2 Luxe shirts. Really appreciate that order, Sheila. And I will see you guys on the next pink package shout out. What's up, YouTube family? Hopefully you're feeling blessed and not stressed. I feel blessed because, as the shirt says, Jesus is my motivational speaker. I feel so blessed to be able to join you guys today for another beautiful day that God has given us. I am rocking the Jesus is my motivational speaker today because I just felt, I don't know, just a wave of calm come over me today. And by the way, this is one of the shirts that is offered on the Unfrumpy Mommy store in the Unfrumpy Mommy Blessings collection. I was inspired to wear this shirt, again, just by feeling blessed today, feeling really joyful, you know, that I was granted another day to spend with you all. And also we had a couple of orders in today's pink package shout out that was from the Unfrumpy Mommy Blessings line. So, you know, wanted to wear this shirt because you guys are a blessing to me, and I certainly feel blessed to hang out with you guys. Our thoughts and prayers, however, are still going out to all of you guys that suffered through, you know, the winter storms, all of you guys in Texas and other areas of the country. Thoughts and prayers go out to you. Hopefully you're starting, you know, you got through that and you're starting to count your blessings and feel more blessed. Our prayers are certainly with you. It brings up something I wanted to discuss with you guys. You know, we like to have these discussions. You know, I work in the tech industry, in the tech space, and the big news kind of recently in the tech space was all of these companies, tech companies, quote unquote, leaving California. Because California, you know, it's a Democratic run state. They, you know, have shut down, high taxes, and a couple of tech companies. Tesla is probably the one that most of you guys will be familiar with. Tesla left, moved their corporate headquarters from California to Texas. And you have this whole argument of, you know, again, California is this very liberal, Democratic state, high taxes, and they were moving to Texas because of low taxes and a better run state. But then you have a total grid collapse, you know, a total electrical grid collapse in Texas. Again, government, right? And to me, what I get from that lesson is, you know, we get into this whole Democrat, Republican. We've talked, my wife and I have done, you know, more political videos on this channel than we ever thought we would just because of the events last year. But I think when you look at, you know, what's happened in California, right? The companies leaving California because of the high taxes. We're going to flee to this Republican utopia of Texas, and then Texas has a failing power grid. I think the message there is, look, what we really all want is a competent government, right? All this Democrat, Republican choosing sides. I think we have become so one side against another. Like, this isn't a sport. You know what I'm saying? This isn't, you know, the Lakers versus the Celtics, and I'm showing my age there, you know, Magic versus Bird, right? This isn't a rivalry. this is, government needs to come together, whether it's a Democratic government in California or Republican government in Texas, and serve the people. And I think all of our elected officials on both sides are caught up in this whole, my side's got to win. It's not really about what's good for the country. It's not really about what's good for my state. It is about my side has got to win. My side has got to have all the political favors. Let me know what you think in the comments. I just see, you know, America, and we saw a lot of this last year, this whole conversation of America is really falling off. I'm not even going to use the term America's turning into a third world country, because I think that's insulting to developing countries. But I do think America's falling off. You know, what's happening in California, what's happening in Texas. I know here in Atlanta, crime is becoming a big issue. I remember we went to Hawaii years ago. I think we did even video on it. And, you know, Honolulu, this beautiful city, has like the worst homeless problem in the whole country, homelessness. And I've talked about homelessness being an issue before. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is America falling off? Is everything that happened last year, what happened in Texas, are we losing? You know, we're supposed to be number one. Are we losing that? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, on to happier subjects. Let's get into these pink package shout outs. Oh, and by the way, another place where you can see shout outs, 2 places. We release a newsletter every month, typically at the beginning of the month. So when this video goes up, there'll be a link for the newsletter at the bottom. Also, if you signed up for the newsletter, you'll get an email with the link. We're always featuring shout outs in the newsletter. So definitely check out the newsletter. The other thing we feature in the newsletter, we get a lot of questions about this, discounts. The newsletter is always going to have a discount code in the newsletter. I think this month we're going to do a few different discounts. So check out the newsletters for discount codes. You got to read the newsletter. It's going to be at the bottom of the newsletter, but we would love it if you read the newsletter. Some of you are probably in the newsletter and don't even know it. If you send us an email or tag TheUnfrumpyMommy on Instagram, any of that stuff, you're probably in the newsletter, may not even know it. Also, on the store, there are 2 pages you need to check out. There's the Unfrumpy, I think the reviews page has a lot of shout outs, a lot of your Instagram pictures where you featured the Unfrumpy Mommy. Check that out. And there's the whole newsletter. You can look up old newsletters also, Unfrumpy news and reviews. So there's a menu on the Unfrumpy Mommy store. Check out the main menu. There's a lot of other features. There's FAQs in the main menu. We get a lot of questions about, hey, what's the return policy? Check out frequently asked questions. You know, I know a lot of times, and I learned, I was looking at our analytics, a lot of you shop on your mobile phone. And I know it's great shopping mobilely, but a lot of times because it's so small, you can't necessarily see all the features of the website. So just want to let you know that stuff is out there. You've probably got some shout outs. Some of you may be shouted out and not even know it. Let's get into our first physical product shout out. And that is to Megan E. I remember this name. This is her 5th order, Beaumont, Texas. You see what I'm saying? So Megan, hopefully you were doing well. I've talked to people that lived in Austin and Dallas. I haven't talked to anybody that lived in Beaumont. Hopefully, Megan, you weathered the storms and are doing well. Thank you so much in this time of great chaos for taking the time out to order the Caramel Cutie. This is your 5th order. Thank you for being a supporter of the Unfrumpy Mommy Store. Jill J, 3rd order. Thank you so much, Jill J, out of Louisville, Kentucky. A Lux shirt and a My Roots. Thank you so much, Jill J. This is your 3rd order out of Louisville. Sheila D, 2nd order. Thank you so much, Sheila. This is Tennessee. Okay, I was going to say another Texas. Gallatin, Tennessee. This is your 2nd order, Sheila D. A Lux shirt and a Lux hoodie. Thank you so much, Sheila D. Next order, and I told you we had some Unfrumpy, what do we call these? Unfrumpy Blessing shirts like this one. We had some of these orders, so I wanted to shout these out. Philip T out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is your 1st order. Thank you so much. You ordered Faith on the Cross. Thank you so much, Philip T out of Charlotte. Next order, Valerie D, Monroe, Georgia, home team. Thank you so much, Valerie D out of Monroe. Shades of Melanin and My Roots. Thank you so much. To Black History Month. We're coming up on the end of Black History Month. Thank you to all of you that supported the store throughout Black History Month. And Sonia P, definitely recognized this name out of Brooklyn. My Roots and a birthday drip. So thank you so much. Happy birthday, Ansonia, if this is your birthday. 4th order. Laura R out of Gary, Indiana. My wife's all-time favorite performers, of course, Michael Jackson, Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Gary. Let me know, what do you think Michael Jackson's best album is? Look, I know everybody likes that. I think the Thriller album. I am partial to Off the Wall. I like the whole kind of disco era, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, but I love Beat It. I love Thriller. I love some of his later stuff. Let me know. But shout out to Laura R. She ordered the G Glitters, which is my favorite shirt I think has ever been on the site. The G Glitters Luxe shirt. This is your first order again out of Gary, Indiana. Thank you so much. All right, great. So I talked about the newsletter, right? I just said, hey, check out the newsletter, check out the reviews page. This young lady and her husband have been featured in several newsletters. She's going to be featured, her and her husband, in this most recent newsletter for March. Mitzi C, great friend of the store. This is not her first order. It says it's her first order, but I think she's sending us as a gift. So I'm not going to say where it's going. But Mitzi C, thank you so much. You ordered the Boss Chicks. The My Roots shirt is popular. Marsha T ordered the My Roots. This is her first order out of another New York. We just had Brooklyn. Now we got Queens Village, New York. Thank you so much, Marsha T. So a lot of my favorite hip hop is out of Queens and Brooklyn. The Nas's and the Mobb Deeps and the Notorious B.I.G.'s, you know, all those guys. So got a lot of love from even the old school, you know, a lot of Big Daddy Kane, all those guys. So a lot of respect for New York. Love hip hop. Darletta S out of Corona, California. That's, again, great name for that town. Corona, California. Darletta S, a Luxe shirt. Thank you so much. And it's now, see, I remember that city name, but maybe somebody else ordered from that city. But Darletta, this says this is your first order. But either way, we appreciate it. A lot of orders. Thank you so much, guys. Elysia W, third order, right up the street, or I say up the street, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 2 hours north of Atlanta. I've talked about Chattanooga, great town, beautiful. It's kind of nestled in the mountains, so it's a very pretty scenic town. There's a river that runs right through it. There's Lookout Mountain. You can look over the whole city. I've spent a lot of time in Chattanooga. Luxe shirt, birthday girl. So happy birthday, a lot of birthdays to Elysia Worsham. So birthdays, again, everything ties back to the newsletter. This newsletter is going to feature for March folks that have celebrated birthdays with shirts and hoodies from the Unfrumpy Mommy store. So shout out to all of you that have celebrated birthdays with the Unfrumpy Mommy store. You will be shouted out, or a few of you will be shouted out in this month's newsletter. Tira S, first order out of Philly. Thank you so much, Tira S out of Philadelphia. Diana Ross, love it. Wendy M, second order. Thank you so much, Wendy M out of Inglewood, New Jersey. A Luxe shirt. Thank you so much, Wendy M out of Inglewood, New Jersey. And last but certainly not least, Kimberly W. Kimberly W out of Chi-Town. First order. Welcome to the family, Kimberly. If this is your first order, 2 Luxe shirts. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's it for me today. Oh, one other thing I wanted to catch up with you guys on. A few videos back, I asked you guys to tell me about your wildlife encounters, because we had encountered some wildlife driving back from vacation. There were some wild pigs on the side of the expressway. There's another one I forgot to tell you about, and I've been trying to get it. We're trying to get it in a YouTube video, but we can never catch them. Where we live, in the back of our house, and we're blessed, although we live in the city, there are woods, and we're blessed because they're never going to be able to cut down the woods, because there's like houses behind the woods, but there's like a thin strip and it's heavily wooded behind our house. And it's almost like a bird sanctuary, because there's a family of hawks that has lived in these woods behind our house really since we moved in. And they've been circling, and they haven't landed on the porch. They landed on the porch before, but they're huge. I've been trying to get them on film, on tape, so to put them in one of the YouTube videos. But of course, every time I open the door, they fly away and they start circling. You can't really film them through the window because of the screen in the house. So I always have to run downstairs and try to go outside. But let me know if you've had any like bird encounters. I will say this too. And this is, you know, it's nature, you know, like brain freeze, the food chain. When we first moved in, I had to get out of the yard 3 dead rabbits. Something had like torn these rabbits up, and which was a fun job for me. So I had to, you know, get the rabbits up, clean up the kill, you know, throw it in the back of the woods and let nature handle it. I don't know if it was hawks or cats. I've been trying to figure, and they didn't eat a lot of the rabbits. They just basically killed them. So it might've been, I know cats will like toy with their stuff, with their food. I would have thought the hawks would have taken it away. Let me know in the comments if you've had any encounters with that. We live in the city, so we get a lot of cats. There's 2 cats that have kind of lived with us almost outside. There's a gray one and a black one that we see a lot. So let me know in the comments if you've had any encounters. I will see you on the next Pink Package shout out. What's up, YouTube family? Hopefully you're feeling blessed and not stressed. I feel blessed because, as you can see, it is a gorgeous day here in Atlanta. I don't know if you can see, I got the bike hitched up. I'm getting ready to hit the bike trail, do some exercise. But before we get into that, pink packet shout out time. Our first pink packet shout out is to the wonderful and lovely Angela G out of Rutherfordton, North Carolina. Thank you so much, Angela, for your 7th order Shades of Melanin t-shirt. And our next one is Kate S. Kate S. out of Columbus, Ohio. This is your first order. Welcome to the family, Kate. You ordered the GGLITTERS t-shirt. Thank you so much, Kate S. out of Columbus, Ohio. And yeah, that's it. I'm getting ready to hit the trails and get some exercise in. Hopefully you guys, we're coming out of winter. There might be a little bit of a vacation season this year, hopefully, maybe. So let me know in the comments if you're trying to get into your spring, summer shape. Did you pig out over the winter time? Did you gain a lot of weight? I'm certainly always, as we get older, it's a constant battle to try to lose weight. So again, I'm about to hit the bike and have some fun. Hopefully you guys are getting some exercise in, and I will see you on the next pink packet shout out. What's up, YouTube family? Hopefully you're feeling blessed and not stressed. I feel blessed to be able to join you for another pink packet shout out, to have gone through our whole week of pink packet shout outs every week consistently. Thank you so much, guys. Also, this first shout out is for one of the fellas. We love it when men order from the store. Typically that's a gift for their significant other. We do sell, we have a whole men's line, but this particular order has 3 Luxe shirts for the ladies, and it's from Dennis B out of Frisco, Texas. Now, coincidentally, in our last YouTube video, there was a young lady that commented that her husband was going to be getting her some shirts from the store. I think she actually said 3 shirts. So it may be a coincidence, or maybe this is that order. Dennis B from Frisco, Texas, indeed ordered 3 Luxe shirts. So thank you so much, Dennis, for thinking of us for that gift, or what we think was a gift. Rita T out of South San Francisco, California. Thank you so much, Rita T. A Luxe hoodie. Appreciate that order. Your first order. Welcome to the family. And last but certainly not least, Sandra H. Sandra H out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you so much, Sandra. A Black Marriages Matter. So 2 hoodie orders. A Black Marriages Matter hoodie. One of my favorite shirts from the store. Again, we got through another week of pink packet shout outs. Appreciate the consistent support of the Unfrumpy Mommy store. I also think if I can brag a little bit on my wife and the business that she runs, I think that speaks to the consistency, right? We continue to get first orders and repeat business. We continue to be blessed to be able to bring you pink packet shout outs every week. So hopefully we'll be doing this again next week. But until that time, be blessed and not stressed, and I will see you on the next pink packet shout out.